if you allow your child to stay up until all hours and they're on screens all night long and they're sleeping till 11 o'clock in the morning, it's going to hit really hard when they have to get back to school. And that's a stress that is real.
Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Girls Gone Gritty. I am sitting next to Darian and Jen, and we are asking that you continue to help us grow our numbers by sharing our show with your friends, family, and peers. And subscribe. Hit the button on any platform that you choose to consume us and become a subscribed Girls Gone Gritty fan. We will be indebted to you. We have an unavoidable show for you today. It's that time of year where we go back to school. And as exciting as that is, it can bring on some stresses. So we're going to cover all of that. And Darian is going to bring us the top 3. And our Got Grit winner, which Jen will be revealing, just happens to be the richest woman in the world. Before we do that, we would like to talk about what our win was for the weekend.
I think the win for the week has to be getting ready and accepting new challenges. My son, Kyle, has put his name into the ring to go abroad for his sophomore year to Japan. We are on pins and needles waiting to see if he's going to get accepted to this program, which is hard to get into. He has to get a letter of recommendation and do a lot of things. And school has already started with stress.
Chase just graduated from college thinking that she was done studying and went headfirst into 3 financial exams. Passed her SIE, has the Series 7 and also the Series 63. Just when you think you're done, she has been grinding since she lost her cap and gown.
Dee Dee's been grinding on the Chaise Lounge at the B&T, reading her summer book. It's so different. Getting ready for her book report that's due.
They wait till the last second to do all of their summer.
Well, she's been so busy.
The summer reading just hangs and hangs over you. And
I was thinking about this too. How many people you talk to that as grown adults have that nightmare that I forgot to go to class, that I forgot about a test. It's something that I think continually looms from this time and period of your
life. That you're
life.
Running to a class naked.
Yes. All of it.
The most exciting thing at this age is when you find out your room assignment and who is in your class. So I'm sure Dee Dee's psyched to figure out who is going to be her homeroom teacher.
And she's a hard one this year because we know from her cousin Cross.
She already knows. Does she know who was in her class already?
She has the same class, except she has one new boy coming this year. So they're all excited that there's another boy coming, and she gets along with all the boys and the girls.
It starts at this age when you ramp up. If you don't get the teacher you want, if your besties aren't in your class with you, this area we were talking about does not reveal that until 2 days before school starts, because they don't want parents logging in the phone calls and complaining about how so-and-so didn't get the class that they wanted, the teacher that they wanted, and their people.
They're trying to figure out how to alleviate some of the stress that we'll get to later in the episode.
Exactly.
Ladies, I have some fun top 3s for all of you out there that are listening, and they are really all over the place. Coming in at number 3, entitled Influencers, Fast and Frozen Flight Plan went south.
Ethan Go, he's an Asian American who has taken the opportunity to raise money for cancer and decided to go off flight plan, completely off the radar, and to land in Antarctica.
He's 19 years old and has a Cessna, and his goal is to hit all 7 continents. And he's gone to 5 at this point. He's gaining followers and he's videoing his travels. However, he did make up a flight plan and
lied,
fibbing, and got caught. And rather than be put into the jail system of another country, they're saying that for $30,000 to a charity of his choice, he can be let go.
Which I actually think is BS, because you can't just avert the rules and decide what you want to do, use social media influencers out there and just be able to write a check. I think that's unacceptable. And I don't think that this kid should have gotten off so easily.
You can't make your own rules when you're a pilot and flying a plane.
Everybody's making their own rules these days. So coming in at number 2, let's hope Frankenbunny doesn't hop the species. Oh, he's a creepy looking one, that's for sure.
I know. I really hope that he doesn't hop over into our realm, but it sounds familiar, the type of virus that it is.
It's a papilloma virus, and that sounds like that HPV that we've had problems with in the human species. And when you see this, which we'll post and you have to take a look at it, it's a thorny virus, and it's affected the way that the rabbit can eat and the way that rabbit looks. And they're telling you to steer clear and don't touch.
It looks like a scary curse.
It does.
Like Medusa-esque. It has not been proven to jump into the human species or even domestic bunnies, but it's definitely been around since 2013. I think it showed up in Minnesota first, and now it's in Colorado. So
you get nervous because the bunnies are eaten by other things and it goes up and down the food chain.
Coming in at number 1, Calvin Harris, Primal Wisdom, serving up placenta on the table. That's one way to cut the cord.
I think it's a personal choice. It does sound weird, but he obviously has the financial well-being to take this on. And it's been proven that if a woman ingests her placenta, as do many animals, it could really benefit a multitude of things postpartum, so you don't suffer from it. And they turned it into a pill by dehydration.
Yeah, they dehydrate it. I agree with Farley. Listen, we've been taking stem cells and we've been putting your umbilical cord in storage. It's another way to preserve some really good genetic matter. I think that's great. And if you look at what animals did, to most animals, they will eat the placenta after giving birth, not only for the nutritional value and why would you waste it, but also to kill the scent of predators, knowing that there's young around. I think that if we look at science, there's probably some real reasons for it. I think what people were really put off with was the actual photo of the placenta, but it's not the scariest thing people have ever seen. There's a lot scarier things out there on social media, people.
I wonder if it tastes like chicken. What?
I will never
lady.
know. I will never know.
Top 3 are always so much fun. When you think about it, back to school season doesn't mean you have to break the bank when going shopping and buying all those school items, the supplies, the merch. So today we're going to talk about smart, budget-friendly tips to help you get the wardrobe and all the essentials that you need for school, because the list is endless. And Amazon, forget it. You just start clicking, or she starts clicking too. And bags just arrive.
I think that the first day of school outfit is so important, from elementary school all the way up to high school. Unless you're a boy, they downplay things. I don't think that the first day of school outfit is anything in college anymore. I really don't. I've got Abby saying that she wants to go shopping, but it's more for things that she needs in her dorm versus clothing. So it's an exciting time for everybody, and it doesn't have to break the bank, like Darian said, but you have to, invest in some key pieces that will withstand the test of time. I know Jen spends up on her khakis.
Yes, I do. My husband and I had this debate where he was like, you don't have to spend $98 on a pair of Ruka khakis. We can get a pair of khakis for $25. I'm like, the kids will not wear them. Therefore, what's the point? So to Farley and Darian's point, with being budget aware, you also have to be not penny wise, pound foolish. You need to spend up to get some things and invest in your wardrobe. And if they wear it every day, then that's a great investment.
At Dee Dee's age, I would put her in a decent pair of jeans, because they're growing up so much faster and crazier than my girls were. But that's where I was, okay, I'll buy something that is significant, that is a name brand, and then I'll mix it with all kinds of different things. And I believe that letting somebody develop their own sense of style is very important, instead of trying to keep up with all the trends, because trends can be very expensive. So,
Sure.
Some of the fashion tips could be maybe not so young going into a consignment shop. That's more for my daughters in college who don't want to look like everybody else. But the younger generation, they're really sucked into peer pressure.
And yeah, and then some. But of course, Dee Dee's talking about what's going to be my first day of school outfit. She's been planning her outfit. We've gone to Lululemon. She has her cart full because all these kids wear Lululemon shorts and tops. I'm like, wait a minute. I got to go to the Gap.
$78.
Yeah.
Leggings are $100.
Her friends all want to have matching outfits. I said, you can get the knockoffs from Walmart.
Another thing that you can spend up on are a really cool pair of sneakers. Sneakers are not going anywhere. They're here to stay. They've always been cool, but now it's designer. And you can get up into the 600s for a pair of sneakers. It's a status. Like, sweats are expensive, especially if you want Aviator Nation. They have taken everything to the next level. So it's hard when socioeconomic factors are visible. And that's what's beautiful about a uniform. Yeah. If your kid is lucky enough to go to a school and wear a uniform.
What some people will do, and I think this is brilliant, is give your kid a fixed amount to spend on some back to school items and let them choose if they want that large ticket item before they just take your credit card and have it Amazon to the house. There's a limitless boundlessness of spending.
You have a $300 budget.
Correct. Whatever that number
you need
is.
to come home with 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, 2 sweaters.
The thing is, you don't have to buy everything at once. School starts in 2 weeks. Now we're on the backpack tour, and it's the most important. It's like that's your vibe for the whole year. So everyone's been scrolling on the beach, like what's going to be our backpacks for the year. So you have to spend a little bit of money on backpack, but you don't, because in Amazon you get them for $30 and they're beautiful
once you put all of your.
Yes, but we got a Pottery Barn one. It was $100. It was gold. It was beautiful. In 2 weeks, the strap broke, and that was it. So she had a broken backpack all year, because I'm like, I'm not buying you a new one. Pottery Barn didn't honor a return. So forget it. Get one from Amazon and you're good to go. But when you go think about the uniforms, I went to Immaculate Conception Grammar School. We all had uniforms, and it was the easiest thing. You woke up, I put on my plaid skirt, my shoes, my outfit, and that was it. The only difference is the older girls would kind of roll them up top to make them super short.
Yeah.
And it was easy. Uniforms are great. And then you can get your Vans or your Converse or whatever kind of sneakers to flare it up. At least where we were, if they let you, we were allowed to do that. So
listen, the private schools, they do it for a reason. A lot of the private schools, there isn't a socioeconomic level of disparity, or not as severe. And they've recognized that it takes the stress and pressure off of what you're wearing. It takes the stress and pressure off of looking different, of the parent, of having to do all the back to school shopping. And guess what? The one thing, my kids went to CBA, which was I call it a light uniform. It was those khakis I talked about earlier, and they had to wear a collared shirt. They had to have their hair done in a particular way. They show up a little bit more on point. Even Long Branch in New Jersey, it's a public school, and they have uniforms because they've identified it makes it much easier for not only the parents to afford, but for the kids to feel a sense of belonging.
Well, the behavior also changes when you're dressed a little bit more appropriately instead of your sweats and your gangster or whatever. You act more on par.
When I look at all the parents that pick up, their uniforms are all the same. It's leggings and a shirt or sweatshirt and workout gear,
as we know, is here to stay. So these girls are going to school and showing it all.
Even the moms, when I lived out in California, the moms would be decked to the nine picking up their kids. And now back here, everyone's just comfortable because they've all been exercising or doing yoga or working out. That seems to be the parent uniform.
But also changed because of COVID.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Totally.
Everything changed. Everything went
comfortable, everything
casual because of COVID. And I do think it's starting to shift back a little bit, but the kids like to roll out of bed. My other 2 boys that go to public school, they like to roll out of bed, and they don't want to call attention to themselves by getting dressed. They are like, well, this is what everyone wears, Mom. And they want to be a part of that community. Being a part of a community is really important. So if you are in a public school, and I was saying to the girls, I'm wearing my University of Florida hat because my Gators are leaving. Get your kids some merch from the school that they're going to, and then they can automatically feel a part of the community. And because the mental health piece of going back to school and the stress and anxiety that some of these kids have about fitting in and being a part of something is a big component of the back to school stress.
I think having merch for the school that you're attending is important. It shows that you belong somewhere, and it's a great tip.
Yeah, like I have Mom of the Year on my t-shirt.
Because you actually do deserve a trophy after this summer wraps.
Oh, this summer. Yeah, it's been a great one. And I laugh because I've never taken a long time to get ready unless I really have a big event. Dee Dee takes forever to get ready. I'm like, who
products she has, I'd have a hard time.
So much product, but that's a whole thing with going back to school.
Doing a system on her face.
Yes, her skin looks better than mine, but that's a whole nother element that we have to add into this year is, well, we have to go to Sephora and get my shampoo and all my gear and my
Ray uses everything that I use and that my kids use.
Well, it's like when Chase came to the B&T and she's like, okay, I'm going to go fishing. Wait, I don't have a hairbrush. I go, wait, hold on. Dee Dee has everything. And she dumped it out. She got ready in 2 minutes.
She has it all. It was like a store.
But that's a lot for kids that go out there.
Worth over $500 worth of products. At least.
Getting ready in the morning can be a chore. If you have a kid that is not on a schedule like Dee Dee or is not an athlete, like start to ratchet back their duration of screen time when they get up in the morning. Start to try and get them assimilated more into what September is going to look like to go back to school. Because if you allow your child to stay up until all hours and they're on screens all night long and they're sleeping till 11 o'clock in the morning, it's going to hit really hard when they have to get back to school. And that's a stress that is real. Lack of sleep is a complete stress increaser.
The
Ratchet
teachers
that back.
always say that the first 2 weeks of school is like insane. You know, it's
Mhm.
all they're trying to do is kind of get them back to normal. They're unwinding them. They're trying to get them more routine oriented. So that's fabulous tips. I think another stressful situation that also can be exciting is when you're leaving for college. Obviously, you're saying goodbye to your family. A lot of freshmen in this area are leaving for the first time. It's a big change, the fear of the unknown. We have very good friends that have twin girls that have slept in the same room together their entire lives, and they're going in separate directions. So I've been seeing a lot of stressful anxiety pangs when I'm having conversations with people. And even decorating your dorm room can be overwhelming. It can be exciting, and it can be the greatest thing if you and your roommate are on the same page, but you might find out really quickly that you and your roommate aren't on the same page. And you might have a roommate that isn't financially in a situation where it really matters, or she can't do what you potentially could do. So you have to tread those waters lightly.
Christopher's on his way to Rollins to play lacrosse on Tuesday. And then I start going over the list with him. Did you get your shower caddy? Did you order your refrigerator? Who gets the TV? So he's living with 2 other guys. And I said, you have to go by Uncle Shane's and get a surf painting, because that should just be your staple, because it's so different than the girls. Where when my niece Lily was going, as you know, they planned, we're going to do our room in pink. And Lily had a pink theme. So we were customizing Mongolian fur pillows from Etsy. I had to get her one. Because I love fur. Christopher's like, Darian, we don't really match our room. He said, the guys are going to bring flags. I go, what kind of flags? I go, you have to get surf art. Yeah, that's what they're having, flags. I said, wait, what? I said, you have to get a painting.
Like school flags?
School flag, any flag.
Yeah.
Country flag, any flag.
Never heard that.
And then the boys do maps. They love maps.
Yeah.
Darian, you brought up a really good point about shopping and taking the kids. That's another aspect that we glossed over a bit on the back to school shopping, whatever shopping it was. It's an opportunity for you to sit and be with your kid and talk to them and not feel like you're sitting and like being like, so we're going to talk about school and we're going to go back to school and what the stresses are. You can lightly have conversations and let it unfold as you shop with your child. And that's why I think not doing the Amazon, not doing everything online is really important.
Go to Staples.
Go to
roll
Costco.
up your sleeves. Or
Well,
to
the problem
Target,
is,
or
they went to Best Buy to get them a computer, and of course they don't have it. So you have to order it, and then they have to load it with the Microsoft and all the other applications that you want. And then it takes 3 days to, Chris is in charge of the refrigerator. So they're going on the Target website, and they're going to have that ordered to be picked up when he gets to school. If you're flying to school, you don't have to fly with everything. You get there and everything's ready to go.
I just heard of a brilliant business opportunity. A friend of ours is sending everything to UVA or sending everything to Tampa. And a woman came up with this entrepreneurial brain. Send it to me. I will take it and put it in storage, and I will bring it to the school, and it will be there on game day when you go to move in for a nice price.
Of course.
She cornered the market on this. They've just been sending all of their bulk big things instead of having to drive cross country. You want to just show up and you want to have everything there.
Yeah.
There is, if you look for it, it's available.
It's funny that you said that. A friend of ours in town told us about a woman who started a business at JMU, James Madison University, where it's called My College Mom. And I'll be your mom. I think this is atrocious personally.
Wow.
I'll be your mom. So if you have a doctor's appointment or if you're not feeling well, I'll bring you chicken soup.
Oh, that's creepy.
Isn't that creepy?
Not nowadays. You can't do that. You're some weird.
Yeah, take you to the doctor's appointment. Do whatever your mom can't do. I'll be your fill-in mom. I'm like,
Creeper.
that sounds a little single white female for me.
That person, I'm sure they are coming from a good place, but they still need to be fingerprinted.
Whoa.
I'm good. I think I have to go shopping. I'm gonna have to go order some things maybe for myself, because it's all the big sales are happening now. End of the season sales. Preseason, you always just go look for sales, because
Amazon Prime Day,
yes, the best.
Memorial Day, President's Day, there's always a gimmick. They're always selling something. It's not just beds. There's back to school bucks. You just have to keep your eyes on it and be resourceful, and honestly try to buy before the day comes.
Right.
Fashion's always a season ahead. And it's the same way with back to school or holidays. If you're going out and looking for something that's Valentine's Day oriented, right around Valentine's Day, they're already on to the next. I think some of the best advice is just to try to do things before game day, because there'll be so much more out there. The prices will be more affordable. But when you're trying to do it in the rat race that everybody else is, that's when they can jam the prices, because it's a buyer's market at that moment.
But why would I go now when I can wait to the day before and go to Walmart and go, where's the one white folder that I need?
Right. Well, this is a really good segue to something that was always said, is like, fail to prepare to fail. So as we get ready for back to school, just get your kid prepped, get them ready, have conversations with them.
Be sensitive about the mental health piece here, that you don't want to think goes hand in hand with going back to school, but it does on a lot of levels, whether it's going back to a classroom where you might not like every kid that's in your class, or you're shy, or maybe you don't feel as though you fit in, or maybe you don't feel like you look the part, you're not happy with your weight. There's a lot of things that can bring on some mental health issues. So we all need to recognize that there's a heightened state of all of this: unfamiliarity, going to a new place, not knowing people. This is why we have to have conversations and keep everybody in check. Check in on your people. Like she said to me yesterday, I like to check in on my empty nesters, because even the parents, we're going through some pain.
Yeah.
Saying goodbye to our kiddos.
Yeah. Transitions are hard for everybody. So recognize when you're in that transition state that people have difficulties with them. It's hard. It's easy when you're in a place and you know where you are, but the not knowing brings uncertainty. Uncertainty brings stress, and stress can bring fear. So make sure that you're talking to your friends and maybe sharing this episode with them, because we really want the transition back to school to be an amazing one.
If somebody's flying under the radar and they're quiet, you don't hear from them, and they're just kind of rogue, reach out and say, hey, are you okay? What's going on? I haven't seen you, or let's make a plan. Look out for each other.
Or go have fun shopping with your kids.
We look out for each other over here at Girls Gone Gritty.
So who's our Got Grit winner of the week?
So our Got Grit winner of the week is awesome. Literally. She is one of the richest women in the world and is the heiress to the Walmart fortune. This is Alice Walton. She is the Alice Walton School of Medicine, whose platform is free medical education and on the foundations of art, humanity, and whole health principles, meaning mental health, living conditions, lifestyle choices. They all contribute to somebody's health and well-being. So she has taken a large portion of her inheritance, and she has created a school in Arkansas to serve the underserved. If you go to the school, it's free tuition. And anyone who attends and gets some of their teaching hospital, they get free healthcare as well. She's giving back. This is philanthropy 101, the way it was done back in the Rockefeller time, where they're making big investments into the future of our country. So hats off to Alice. We are really proud to be associated with Walmart, who maybe could be one of our sponsors.
Wow.
I'll be there. I'll be there next week buying school supplies.
We spend a lot of money in Walmart, as does the rest of the United States. So again, thank you, Alice.
All right, you guys ready to hear a really fun song?
Yes.
When I hear this song, makes me want to have the best day ever, big smile, and you just kind of sets the stage for that moment. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Woo! I stretched my hands out to the sky. We danced with monsters through the night. Woo! Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. I'm never going to look back. I'm never going to give up. No, please don't wake me now. Oh, this is going to be the best day of my life. My life.
We're singing now. That's
no,
amazing.
I'm not singing. That wasn't really singing. But this is The Best Day of My Life by American authors. And they sing it way better than me. I mean, I could have really sung it, but
pretty good.
Yeah.
Best day of my life.
Best day of our life.
Sounds great.
We love it.
Well, thank you for tuning in. And once again, we ask that you share our episode and click and subscribe. And we hope that you'll join us next week. And until then, have the best day of your life.
Best day of your life.